Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing fine wherever you are today. Now, the topic that I'm here to address today is the backlash that Palestinians are facing. Palestinian Americans, to be specific, are facing because they were part of people who voted or who are involved in, electoral process. Now, turns out that the policies that they voted for is not working well for them, and people in the world are like, we told you. Black people also are like, we told you. And sometimes I feel like they were left in the middle of choosing what they think is right and what they think is wrong. Here is the opinion of what people asked to say in the policies that the MAGA team has towards foreign policies, things that involving Palestinians-Israeli relations, because this is going to be affecting them hard time, right? And even when you look at the newsletter, when you look at different people, when they're saying this, it seems that it's not going to impact them well, and it's going to bring division between Palestinians who voted for Trump and Palestinians who voted for Kamala Harris, because there is a division. And this is not something that stands well with Palestinians, especially in the fight for justice, for pro-Palestinians against pro-Israelis. And the thing is, some people voted for what they think is right, like economics, conservative values, and they saw to it that, maybe I live in America, I don't need to worry about my fellow Palestinians. Hey, I don't want to say much, because this is happening and people are talking about this. I want us to watch this video. I'll be back with my commentary and let's talk about it. Until then, let's dive right into the video. Like it, share if you feel like you're resonating with the video.
Welcome to Fuck Around and Find Out, where we make fun of MAGA for the choice that they've made that's going to doom us all. It's gallows humor, the only kind worth having. And before you leave a negative comment on this video, Trumpers, guess what? It only makes me money. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with you showing who you are. That's what this series is all about. You getting the consequences of your choice. Remember yesterday when I introduced you to MENA, the Middle Eastern North African Chamber of Commerce, a group that organized 3.5 million Muslims to vote for Donald Trump? I have some updates for you. The mood in Dearborn, Alawi said, is a complex mix of disbelief and wary curiosity. Trump came to Dearborn and made a lot of promises, he said, adding that residents he's spoken to are wondering what Trump will do for Palestinians. Not a fucking thing. He's going to make a hotel that the rest of you can possibly work out if you're not dead. Okay. Alawi thinks that the reality is obvious. It's clear as day. He's playing us, he said. I think he's going to target us. Wow! Where the fuck would you get an idea like that? How did that come out of the blue? It's because he fucking said it, bruh. He said it while he was running and you voted for him anyway. This is the consequences of your actions. That's what he's going to do. He's going to target our families and it's going to hurt us. So I think we're about to find out. It's good that you're aware. And we're going to laugh at you while you do. How is it? How is it that you didn't figure this out the first time? How is it that you didn't figure it out? How is it? Let me ask you this. How did you look at the candidate saying, I want an immediate ceasefire, okay? And the candidate saying, I want him to finish the job. How did you look at those two and think, yeah, this guy's the one that's going to save us? Okay. You see how that's a you problem? You see how that's an arrogance problem, intellect issue that you have right there? Yeah. Normally a vote is a calculated risk, right? Normally, when you vote, you do as much research as you can if you're a responsible human being, and you make an educated choice about who's going to be possibly the best for you, right? It's a risk. It's a risk because you have to wait and see when they follow through with what they're doing to see if they actually obey the promises that they made to you. It's an educated risk. When you vote for the person who literally says, I'm going to send them back, I'm going to begin a mass deportation. I think denaturalization is a great idea. And also, I'm going to ban travel into this country from every country that has Muslim people in it. Weird that you thought that was the guy. In this case, you didn't make an educated, risky decision. You just dropped the ball. You jumped off a fucking cliff. You didn't have any inhibitions here. This wasn't an educated guess. This was you riding on feels. And that is irrational. So you made an irrational choice on your feels and didn't pay attention to the information given you, and you chose poorly. Do we remember what happened to the guy who chose poorly? I think we do. Yes, that was an Indiana Jones reference. I'm an 80s kid, shut up. And I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh, you guys. I'm not built for anything but laughing at dark shit. I am going to laugh at you. Even if I'm not actually laughing, I'm laughing. If I have to suffer, you're gonna suffer right along with me. To introduce you to Mina, the Middle East
Please go back and watch her entire video. Here's Donald Trump's response to Mina's calls for peace in the Middle East and for Donald Trump to live up to what he promised Arabs and Muslims here in this country. Donald Trump is sending a clear and direct message to Palestinians over in the United States and in Gaza by appointing Marco Rubio as your next Secretary of State. Here's what Marco Rubio had to say about the conflict.
Senator Rubio, will you call for a ceasefire?
No, I will not.
Gaza?
On the contrary.
Rubio,
Are you filming it?
wait,
I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day?
Horrifying. I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
You see, Black American women, we really did try to tell you. We knew all of the players involved. We knew how they felt about what was happening over in the Middle East. That is why we galvanized for the betterment of you as well as us. And you told us, y'all rose and told us, keep Palestinian names out of our fucking mouths. That's what you told us. And then you backstabbed us further and chose to vote for the one that we were trying to warn you about. And now he's putting all of the pieces in place, the pieces that we knew about and tried to warn you about. There's more.
Real quick, this video is for those of y'all who joined the Abandon Harris movement, especially those across the former Blue Wall states, especially Dearborn, Michigan, who told us that if we supported Kamala Harris, we wasn't welcome in your community. Oh, you all wonder who I'm talking about? Hold on.
Vote for Jill, vote for Donald Trump. But do not give a vote to Kamala Harris and expect to be welcomed by my community.
Fair enough. But when people start talking about the stores in our community that are no longer welcome there, I don't want to hear it. But who are you going to call now? Ghostbusters? Because Donald Trump has just announced he is going to appoint the former governor of Arkansas, Mike Huckabee, to be the U.S. ambassador to Israel. The Mike Huckabee that says the West Bank doesn't exist? Oh, you don't believe me? Hold on.
My feeling personally, and I'm speaking only as a person, I think Israel would only be acting on the property it already owns. I think Israel has title deed to Judea and Samaria. There are certain words I refuse to use. There is no such thing as a West Bank. It's Judea and Samaria. There's no such thing as a settlement. They're communities, they're neighborhoods, they're cities. There's no such thing as an occupation.
First, Marco Rubio as Secretary of State, and now the former governor of Arkansas, who says that basically the West Bank doesn't exist, as the U.S. ambassador to Israel. Well, it seems like this phone number is going to be getting a workout over the next few years. Y'all have the day you deserve.
And y'all think Kamala Harris lost. Y'all think y'all were successful when all y'all did was vote in Bibi Netanyahu's boy, who is going to ensure that Gaza becomes beachfront property. He's got a tag team, Mike Huckabee and Marco Rubio, and they are on the same page. And their interests do not align with yours. You know that old saying, when you dig a ditch, you better dig two, because one of those ditches may be for you. Good luck to you.
Say this and say this only. To those who are pro-Palestine, don't you guys ever go after black creators. Don't you guys ever comment in the comment section of black creators. Okay? Even in the real world, don't you ever go after black people. Because y'all did this. Y'all, as the pro-Palestine people, voted for Donald Trump after we, the black people, told you not to. But nah, you guys wanted to go against every advice and education that we have given you. Right? Y'all said fuck our support, so now we're saying good luck. Did you know that, Benny Blanco is best friends with Donald Trump? Did you know that Benny Blanco is best friends with Elon Musk? And them three are forever best friends now because of this. Yeah, Benny Blanco and Elon Musk helped Donald Trump get the presidency. And we, the black people, told you. We told you so. We did. All I can say is thoughts and concepts. Yeah, sorrows, prayers. And we will continue going to Starbucks because we told you. We saw this coming. And y'all looked at us, with the black people, as fucking morons. So now, all we can do, right, is allow y'all, 80 years of trauma to figure this shit out. Because we, the black people, have 400 years of trauma to, recover from. But, yeah, if you guys want more support, go choose Donald Trump because y'all voted for him. Y'all voted for him because, you know. I would like to say, y'all elected Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump is going to destroy your country. Along with Benny Blanco, because, Benny Blanco now can do what the fuck he wants to do to Palestine. And, if Kamala Harris was president, right, she could have stopped this. But nah, y'all didn't like the fact that a black woman was going to be president. Y'all didn't even like the fact that a woman was going to be president. We didn't give a fuck about Hillary. But since, it's Kamala Harris, and she actually knew what to do about this, right? Y'all said, nah, fuck fuck Kamala Harris, right? We're going to go with Trump, right? Benny Blanco and Donald Trump have been, seen together at Mar-a-Lago having dinner, talking about this shit way before the election. Elon Musk and Benny Blanco were talking like this, allegedly, about this shit way before the election. So, when the election came around, right? Elon Musk and Benny Blanco helped Donald Trump win. So now y'all gotta, deal with this. So, yeah, like I said, don't you guys ever go into black creators' spaces about this shit, okay? Don't you guys ever go into Black Creators comment section about this shit. Because we the black people say when we're done, we're done. We the black people say we told you so. We told you so. We fucking told you so. So, you know, reap what you sow. Because we can't help you any further. Nah. Y'all got this. Y'all can handle this, right? All right.
The consequences of y'all actions are coming back to bite y'all in the ass. Eyeing Trump support, Izzy's minister pushes for West Bank settlement. This means they're going into the West Bank. They're pushing more peas out to make room for I. We told y'all this shit. We told y'all exactly what's going to happen as soon as Trump was named the next president of the United States. Did y'all not know that Trump and Benny are best friends? Did y'all not know that when Benny came here, Trump invited him to Mar-a-Lago to have dinner? Did y'all not know that Benny and Trump talked all during the election, even on election night? Did y'all not know that Benny and Elon have been in communications, allegedly? Y'all gave Benny's best friend the presidency so Benny could do whatever the fuck he wanted. Kamala Harris didn't even want to shake this man's hand. She did not even go to his speech. She did everything she could possibly to keep in the matters of being vice president, but also saying, I don't fuck with you like that. And look what y'all did. Y'all really about to have y'all people messed up. And it's y'all fault. It ain't black folks' fault. It is y'all fault. My mama had a saying in our house. When one person fucked up, we all got our ass whooped. And that's because we were all around. We all saw this happening. We all were responsible for making sure that person didn't fuck up. So, by your actions here in America and what y'all did during the election, your people are going to pay for it in Gaza. And I'm sorry, but I hope y'all can figure this shit out on your own. Y'all need to start apologizing to y'all people. Y'all made a big mistake.
Good afternoon, Michiganders. As the president said, we just had a positive meeting with President Trump. We as Muslims stand with President Trump because he promises peace. He promises peace, not war. We are supporting Donald Trump because he promised to end war in the Middle East and Ukraine. The bloodshed has to stop all over the world, and I think this man can make that happen. I personally believe that God saved his life twice for a reason.
We've gotten to know and really understand Muslims for Trump. How about that? Muslims for Trump. And it's become a big movement in Michigan, a beautiful movement. And you know what they want? They want peace. They really do. They don't want to be in wars. They're very smart. And you know, it started off as a little thing and it's grown and grown and grown. And now we have a much bigger vote than they do. Can you believe that? Because they said these people are stupid. All they want to do is, they didn't know what to do. Actually, they were in between, and she has no idea. She doesn't know where the she is. She can't. And they liked me, and I liked them. And let me just tell you, they want peace. They don't want to fight. And they're not involved in the terror and all the things that are going on. They're great people, and it's an honor for them. I don't know where they are, but Muslims for Trump, if you want to stand up, because this was a really great, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And I think there's tremendous cohesion, and I think they may very well be responsible for the kind of numbers we're showing up in Michigan. Michigan is really looking good, just like Pennsylvania's looking good, just like Georgia's looking.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I think it's fair enough to also try to analyze, before just analyzing the negative impacts for the Palestinians who voted for Mr. Donald Trump or voted for MAGA, right? We need to look at the reasons as to why they did that. And I tried to find out some reasons as to why they did this. And the first reason that I found out is economic priorities over foreign policy. And this is something which is common. And if you ask anybody who voted for Trump, they'll tell you they voted for economic policies. And the first thing is focus on personal economic gains. Many Palestinian Americans, like other immigrant groups, prioritize economic stability in their adopted country. Trump tax cuts and pro-business rhetoric appealed to small business owners, many of whom are immigrants. Palestinian Americans in sectors like retail, real estate, entrepreneurship may have viewed Trump as a candidate who would lower taxes and reduce regulatory burdens. Right? The second reason that some of them voted for Mr. Donald Trump is distrust of US Democrats. Yes, it might sound ish, but yeah, some of them gave this reason. Now, we have historical disappointments, and this is true. I'm not going to say that it's not true. It's true, because many Palestinians feel no US administration, Republican or Democrat, has genuinely supported their cause. Now, let's reflect. Under Obama, for instance, the US military aid to Israel reached record levels, and his administration vetoed a UN resolution condemning Israeli settlements. Right? Now, some Palestinians view Democrats as offering symbolic gesture to support while continuing pro-Israel policies in practices. Another thing still under the distrust of US Democrats is skepticism towards lip service. Trump's business, through controversial, may have been perceived as more honest compared to what some sees as Democrats' disingenuous rhetoric or about two-state solution. The third reason as to why some Palestinians voted for Donald Trump is alignment with conservative values. Some will say that I voted for values. I voted for what's right? So social conservatism. Many Palestinians, particularly older or more religious individuals, share conservative values on issues like faith, family, and traditional roles. Trump's alignment with Christian conservatives and his rhetoric on religion and morality have many resonated with the demographic, even if indirectly. His strong stance on Islamophobia, through problematic, may have been ignored by Palestinians who prioritized other issues. Right? Also, other reasons that I'll just state are personal disconnection from Palestine, the diaspora detachment, right? For some Palestinian Americans, especially younger generations from abroad, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict may not be their top political concern. They may feel more connected to the US domestic issues like healthcare, education, and immigration. This detachment can lead to voting based on immediate, personal, or economic concerns rather than solidarity with Palestinians. Right. I'm also going to be addressing no better alternative mentality as to why some Palestinians voted for Trump. Perceived futility in U.S. foreign policy. Some Palestinians believe the U.S. is fundamentally biased towards Israeli regarding the who is in power. In the view, Trump overt support for Israel was simply more transparent, whereas Democrats' actions such as military to aid Israel were viewed as hypocritical. Some may have reasoned with that since neither party actively supports Palestine liberation, they might as well vote based on their issues. Right. I'm also going to be talking about Trump's strongman persona, administration for authority. Some may have been drawn to Trump's authoritarian style and decisive rhetoric, seeing as a contrast to what they perceive as indecisiveness of other leaders. His hardline approach may have appealed to those frustrated with prolonged inaction on key issues, even they disagree with policies on Palestine. Right. Now, I'm here to address now the negative repercussions of these towards Palestinians. Now, first is erosion of Palestinian solidarity. There is internal division, and it is happening right now, right? Everybody can see it over the internet. Supporting Trump has created division within the Palestinian diaspora and between those abroad and those living in Palestine. Now, many Palestinians view Trump as a direct enabler of Israeli policies that harm their homeland, leading to accusation of betrayal against those who vote those who supported him. This divide weakens the collective Palestinian voice, which is crucial for advocating against occupation and for statehood. Right. The second thing that I'm going to be talking about as a negative repercussion is weakening of Palestinian advocacy. Reduced credibility. Palestinians who supported Trump may face skepticism from allies and advocacy groups as their alignment with the leader perceived as anti-Palestinian raises questions about their commitment to the cause. Their support can be used by pro-Israel groups to argue that Palestinians themselves were divided over Trump's policies. Loss of ally support still and a weakening of Palestinian advocacy. Progressive movements that align with Palestinian liberation may distance themselves from Trump supporters, viewing their stance as incompatible with anti-racism and anti-imperialism. The third negative repercussion is impact on U.S.-Palestinian relations. Normalizing anti-Palestine policies. By supporting Trump, these individuals indirectly legitimized his policies, such as recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital and cutting aid to Palestinians. This could reinforce the perception among the U.S. politicians that Palestinians' support is not unified, weakening their ability to lobby for change in the U.S. foreign policies. Now, the fourth thing is backlash from the Arab world. Perceived betrayal. True. Within the broader Arab community, support for Trump may be seen as aligning with the leader who brokered the Abraham Accord agreement that sidelines Palestinians. This could lead to stigmatization of Palestinian Trump supporters as complicit in policies that normalize relations with Israel without addressing Palestinian rights. The fifth thing that I'm going to be addressing is arm to the Palestinian cause. Strengthening pro-Israel narratives. Trump's administration was heavily influenced by pro-Israel voices, such as his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Supporting Trump may have been interpreted as acquiescence to these policies, undermining Palestinian resistance effort. Undermining Palestinian unity. A fractured Palestinian community is less effective in lobbying for internal support or organizing resistance, supporting a leader who was widely viewed as anti-Palestine contribution to the fracture. The sixth reason is social and personal stigmatization. Backlash from Palestinian peers. Palestinian Trump supporters may face criticism, ostracization, or even hostility from their own communities who see these as their betrayal. This could lead to social isolation or damage to personal relationship within the community. Right. The seventh thing is limited long-term gains. Short-sighted benefits. While some Palestinian Trump supporters may have benefited from economically or politically in the short term, these gains are unlikely to offset the long-term damage to Palestinian solidarity and advocate efforts. Missed opportunities are still one of my talking points. By aligning with polarizing figures, these individuals risk missing opportunities to build alliance with groups that could have supported the Palestinian cause more effectively, right? And lastly is perpetuating of stereotypes, exploitation by the opponents. Pro-Israel groups and media could use the fact that some Palestinians supported Trump to portray the Palestinian community as divided, undermining their collective credibility. This weakens the argument for unified Palestinian resistance to occupation and displacement, right? Now, reinforcement of self-destruction narrative. Critics use this support that argue that Palestinians are incapable of making strategic political decisions, perpetuating harmful stereotypes. These are presented into stories. I hope you find wherever you are. Until then, let's meet on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.